The bigger patch of the three patches is smaller.
Over here?
Yeah.
What about it?
He's walking up right on.
He's just chilling.
From eerie shapes moving through snowstorms to towering figures vanishing up hills, some Bigfoot sightings are too strange to ignore. Stick around, because by the end, you just might believe it's real. Let's start in Northern California, where a routine hike turned into something much more unsettling. In June 2001, Jim Mills, a youth group leader, was leading a group of students on a backpacking trip through the remote Marble Mountains in Northern California.
I'm up there on the center thing because he's going that.
The day began like any other, but deep in the woods, things took an unexpected turn. The group came across a massive makeshift structure hidden just off the trail. It was built from thick branches and tree limbs, some of them looking snapped off high up, far beyond what any person could reach. It didn't look natural. It looked placed, like something or someone had built it. Then, from the ridge above them, one of the students noticed movement.
Oh my word. Bigfoot's walking down right now.
Uh-huh.
See, he's standing taller.
A tall figure was pacing back and forth between the trees, watching them. It was a very large figure, standing between 7 and 8 feet tall, with long arms and strange proportions. After spotting the figure on the ridge, the group hoped that would be the end of it. But as night fell, the atmosphere changed. The Marble Mountain wilderness is quiet, and at night that quiet can feel unsettling. The group sat around the campfire, but no one felt relaxed. They started hearing noises in the dark, at first just the wind in the trees or a twig breaking in the distance. Later, the sounds became harder to ignore. Some were low and deep, like growls, while others were sharp, high-pitched calls that echoed through the forest. It was hard to tell how far away they were. Sometimes they sounded distant. Other times they seemed close. What made it worse was the feeling that something was nearby. Even with the fire going, the darkness felt heavy. A few members of the group felt watched. It wasn't panic, but no one could shake the feeling that something was out there, just past the edge of the light. Nobody got much sleep that night. In the morning, they decided to check the area. They hoped to find something like tracks, broken branches, or signs that something had moved through.
Well, here we are. It's Wednesday morning. We've seen no sign of our visitor.
But the woods looked undisturbed. No footprints. No signs of an animal or person passing through. It was as if nothing had happened at all. Still, everyone in the group felt the same. What they experienced during the night wasn't just imagination. Some were sure it was Sasquatch. Others weren't ready to say what it was. But whatever had been out there, it left them with a lasting sense that they had seen something real and unexplainable. That mountain sighting left behind more questions than answers. But what happened next, in the woods of Utah, felt far more immediate and far more personal. In October 2012, a YouTuber known as Beard Card went camping with two friends in Provo Canyon, Utah. The group had set up camp near the woods. One afternoon, they spotted deer on a nearby hill and walked closer to get a better look. As they moved in, they saw something else in the trees. At first, they thought it was a bear crouched in the trees, but then the creature stood up on two legs. It looked large and human-like, and it didn't move like any animal they had seen before. They didn't wait to find out more. In a panic, they ran straight back to their car, leaving behind their tent and all of their gear.
Oh, cool. Let's go.
Later, they spoke to a local news station and said they still didn't know what they saw. Some people guessed it was someone in a gorilla suit. But it was hunting season, and the area was full of people with rifles. Walking around in a costume would have been risky. Would you have reacted the same way if something stood up from the trees like that? Let us know in the comments. And if you're finding these encounters as fascinating as we do, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We've got more real sightings and strange stories coming your way. In September 2013, a YouTuber known as Timber Giant Bigfoot was walking through the woods in southern Ontario when he heard a steady knocking sound coming from deep in the forest. It sounded like stones being tapped together.
All the time when I hear things out here, as soon as I hear it, it's pretty much the end of it. It's already stopped.
After nearly 30 years of searching for signs of Bigfoot, he thought this might finally be his closest encounter. He followed the sound and spotted a figure sitting near the trees, about 100 feet away. It was reddish in color and still. He kept his distance and watched. Hoping to get a reaction, he struck a nearby tree with a stick.
It's not even a... Where's it? Oh, look at this. Holy...
The figure heard the knock and slowly moved to the left, disappearing into the forest without making a sound. When he walked over to where it had been, he noticed a few more details like apples, nuts, and stones. The figure had thick, dark fur and a rounded, crested head. There was also a visible lump behind one of its shoulders, near the upper back. Timber Giant took a still image and later sent it to 3 medical professionals. He asked if the lump could be a tumor or an injury. All 3 said it was possible. One suggested it might be a benign growth. Timber Giant also wondered if the creature's hearing or vision was affected, since it hadn't reacted much to his presence. The forest fell silent, but the story didn't end there. Miles away and years later, a camera caught something moving beneath an eagle's nest, and it wasn't a bird. On September 15, 2016, a live-streamed eagle cam at the Platte River State Fish Hatchery in northern Michigan captured something unexpected. The camera, positioned roughly 85 to 100 feet above the ground, was focused on a bald eagle nest where 2 eaglets were waiting for their mother. But in the background, something unusual appeared. A dark figure could be seen walking upright near the base of the tree. It moved slowly, possibly foraging, and at one point it even looked up toward the nest. The footage caught the attention of viewers who began to wonder if the camera had accidentally recorded a Sasquatch. Some pointed out that the area around Beulah, Michigan, has a history of Bigfoot sightings. It's near Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore, a region full of rivers, dense woods, and rugged terrain that many believe is ideal for a large, elusive creature. Others noted that fish hatcheries attract wildlife, making them a potential food source for animals, including something like Bigfoot. There have also been past claims of Bigfoot climbing or moving through trees. Some viewers speculated the figure might have been trying to reach the eagle nest. In the end, many experts leaned towards the explanation that the figure was likely a person, possibly a hiker or hunter, wearing dark clothing. Still, no one has confirmed exactly who or what it was. The baby eagles were unharmed, and no further sightings were reported. But the video continues to circulate, leaving the question open. Did the eagle cam catch something we weren't meant to see? But the story wasn't over, because back in Utah, where one eerie encounter had already been reported, something even scarier stepped into view. On January 2nd, 2019, a video surfaced showing a large, dark figure moving across a snow-covered ridge in Provo, Utah. The person filming captured the figure at a distance, and even from far away, it appeared unusually large.
Just standing there, but he's huge.
The footage was first shared on Facebook, then picked up on Reddit, where it sparked debate and speculation. Locals familiar with the area noted that Bigfoot sightings weren't uncommon in that part of Utah. Some mentioned broken trees and large unnatural structures deep in the woods. Others referenced old stories about a Bigfoot family believed to live near Cascade Saddle, an area known for its dense forests and rugged terrain. Shortly after the sighting, someone hiked to the area to investigate. They didn't find any large footprints, but they did find boot prints. Most experts believe the figure was a person, likely in a suit. But this wasn't the only sighting in Utah that year. On March 23, 2019, another unusual sighting took place in Utah, this time near Lone Peak, southeast of Salt Lake City and just north of Provo. The report came from a man named Tanner Hargis, who captured a distant figure moving along the high ridges of the Wasatch Range. He was in his backyard at the time, using a spotting scope to film the figure as it walked across a snow-covered peak. Hargis estimated that the figure was about 8 feet tall and appeared to be walking at roughly 8,600 feet in elevation. He said that the location was so remote and steep that he didn't believe anyone would willingly hike that high under normal conditions. The footage was later submitted to the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization, which analyzed the clip and shared it publicly. The video shows a dark, upright shape moving steadily along the ridgeline, but the distance makes it difficult to identify clear details. 2 sightings, 1 state, all within the first 3 months of the year. Do you think that's just a coincidence, or could something be out there in the Utah wilderness? Share your thoughts below. From California to Utah, these encounters leave us with questions. Is Bigfoot out there, or are we seeing what we want to believe? If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more strange stories. Got a Bigfoot story of your own? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep exploring the unknown.